Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Hurricane Ian. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where we are now at this hour experiencing some of the strongest winds that we've dealt with all morning and afternoon long here at this time. Of course, making that landfall in Georgetown, South Carolina, which is about, maybe 40 miles or so to my south. So not too far away, that landfall taking shape. We on the sort of eastern edge of that, facing the brunt of this side of things. And it's caused some issues here. You can see it behind me. Some of the winds that are whipping around some of these palm trees, as well as some of these potted plants as well. You can see that one's tipped over. This one's been struggling at times. These are some smaller potted plants, but there's a pretty large one here. And look at this thing. This is a hulking beast. And it took a couple of us, after one time seeing it blow over, to try to pick it up. We were like, oh, let's try to clean up a little bit. Well, that was basically a useless exercise, because moments later, tipped right back over. So this is the type of thing that we're seeing here. Some of these bigger potted plants flipping around. And even this big pergola thing. This thing has been swaying around here in the winds, whipping around as well. So again, some of the strongest winds, that's what we are experiencing right now. It's not just gusts, but the sustained winds. It's not just coming in bursts. It's really a sustained wind that we have noticed here. And we've also noticed that the rainfall had really dropped off. Now we're starting to get a few sprinkles now coming in now, but for a period of about 45 minutes, an hour or so, the rain stopped. And I tell you, that makes all the difference in the world in terms of what it feels like. You're not soaking wet. You don't have the rain pelting you in the face. So that was a much better situation. But no doubt about it, we're still experiencing some of those big winds. Just over the tree line there, that is the Atlantic Ocean. And you may be able to pick out just here and there some of the waves that are crashing on in. That water level really came up to a point that it actually ended up damaging the boardwalk that leads up to the beach. No longer you have access to it. They've put up the caution tape because it's just too dangerous to be out there, as that water level really came up quite a bit. So it is a rocking and rolling here for us in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Ian, the journey of Ian, Mike, it continues here at this hour.
You know, think about, too, Alex, there's a lot of trees that we see where you are, palm trees. You go just a little bit more inland, very forested here. So we're wondering now how much that wind is going to play a factor in taking down trees, blocking roadways, and really sending up the power outages significantly from this point forward.
Yeah, Mike, that is absolutely a concern. And we were already seeing the power outages here along the coast getting a chance to add up. I believe last check it was around 186,000 customers without power. That has really gone up since this morning. So those values have gone up. And you imagine with the system moving its way inland a bit more, we're only going to see that changing. In fact, just outside of the resort area, the power is out here. We're lucky right now and fortunate to still have power, but just surrounding us, the power is out. And yeah, I imagine a lot more folks will be without power as we work our way through the afternoon and evening farther inland. These things are not just the coastal systems and coastal impacts felt there. They are felt well inland, and we are no doubt expecting that, Mike, as we head on through the day.
Did you notice, Alex, that a lot of people had evacuated? Was town quiet last night? And what's it been like this morning? Are people heeding any evacuations, or more or less people just at home, hunkering down and going to wait this one out?
That seems to be that latter. People just kind of staying at home, kind of hunkering down. I think really what helped was what folks saw in Southwest Florida, realizing that this was a powerful system. And certainly it was a pale in comparison to what it was when it was impacting Southwest Florida. But that kind of thing kind of wakes people up and puts them on a notice. So I think that is what we saw here, is people respecting this storm system, respecting it enough to not mess around, kind of staying home and going about their business, not panicking, but not getting out in this mess. That is certainly the key to being the safest here. And we've seen quite a bit of that here, which is good to see.
Yeah, and it's a key word that you use there, Alex, respect. We always have to respect the weather and don't underestimate what it can do. That's our Alex Wallace. He's in Myrtle Beach. We'll get back with Alex here in just a moment. We've got some urgent weather to update you on as well, because we know that landfalling tropical systems can often produce tornadic weather as well. We have a tornado warning right now. That's for Beaufort and Pamlico counties coming up toward the town of Aurora here. This is in eastern North Carolina. So now we're talking the far outer bands off to the north here. Aurora, Messick, Vandermeer, all these locations. Want to get to your safe spot, that's going to be ground level of your home, an interior room. Stay away from exterior walls and windows. So if you have maybe a half bath, a hallway, a closet, something like that, that's a safe place for you to go. Moving off to the northwest right now. A little bit of rotation detected down in here and heading toward the Aurora area. So a place like Bayboro or Aurora. 2:55 expected arrival time for you in Bayboro. That's now. Take shelter and take shelter in Aurora. Expected arrival time at 3:08. We're going to update you more on Hurricane Ian when we come back right after this.
Bipolar depression.